you deserve to create a safe space within yourself. Create a safe space to be. Create a safe space for authenticity. Create a safe space to heal. Hey y'all, so I have been telling myself that I've been needing to create only with my green wall behind me, and that's just not true because I've been feeling the urge to create today. So I wanted to get on here and talk a little bit about kind of why I'm doing this. I have come to really love exhibiting my work, and that's because I get to tell people just how valuable it's been to my life. I love being an artist, and I love creating self-portraits. But more so than that, I love the way that it has allowed me to heal. In my very first self-portrait session, I realized, one, physically, I was not healthy. I literally, for the first time, saw the tension in my shoulders, and I had this really huge knot on my forehead, scrunched up in between my eyebrows because I was so stressed. And it's you can look into a mirror, but once you see it in a photo, you kind of see yourself differently. You kind of see yourself through the lens of an observer. And I remember just being wow, how do I get this knot out of my forehead? And so I started doing some deep breathing techniques and a lot of things, but I created that entire day. And I remember by the end of the day, I was like, dang, I haven't eaten anything, but I felt just so full of creativity and of just life and play. I feel like the older we get, the harder it is to incorporate and honor our being and ourselves and rest and play and creativity. My self-portraiture is a way of me embodying that. I get to dream up things in my head and ask myself two things. Can I execute on this? Or how do I want to execute on this? And then the other side of that is reflecting on, how did I get here? Why am I imagining this? Why is creating this piece important? And so I have always had a commitment to growing and self-growth. I've always had a growth mindset. But I feel like self-portraiture has made that fun. I journal and I do the deep shadow work. I ask myself the questions. But when I ask myself the questions and I execute in a creative way, it makes it fun and playful, and it allows me to tap in and incorporate things into my life that I hadn't before. So after that very first self-portrait session and the many that came after that, I realized that I had only been creating in intense moments of stress or heartache or sadness. A lot of my very first self-portraits came from moments of just depression, honestly. And so I began to ask myself, what does it look like when I create in joy, when I sustain joy in my life, let me make sure I'm recording. Okay, I'm recording. What does it look like when I sustain joy in my life? What does it look like when I'm creating from a rest and relaxed state? And by asking myself that question, I had to take a serious look at my life and know that I needed to incorporate those things into my life. I didn't get much rest at the time. I wasn't really like investing in my creativity outside of like painful moments. I definitely wasn't spending any time for play. I had just gotten out of a relationship and realized I kind of neglected my friendship. So it brought me back to things that really mattered and showed me the voids in my life that I needed to kind of just revisit. I think that this is incredibly important. I think post-pandemic and with how Western society is in pushing autonomy and individualism, what I'm finding is that we all kind of seek community, and community can be so healing. But in order to know that, we need to know ourselves. We need to know who we are and be and feel confident in that. We need to know our beliefs and our values. We need to know how to grow and know how to let go of things. And this is a creative way to do that. I have done the journaling, I've done the deep shadow work and the prompts, as I said earlier, but there's nothing like taking photos of yourself and dissecting and unpacking the photo. You will get to know a lot about yourself throughout the process. There were moments where I realized every photo shoot I had makeup on. And I had almost conditioned myself to like, if I'm shooting, I have to have lashes, I have to have makeup. And it got to the point where I was like, oh, well, I don't feel pretty without it. So that was a challenge for me to get in front of the camera and feel pretty in my authenticity. Why would I not feel pretty without makeup? Like this face is my face. Anyways, I think if you have a growth mindset like me, and you're committed to self-growth, self-portraiture could be a wonderful tool for that, because it makes it kind of fun. And then in the process, I think you should still do journaling, but when you look back on your life, you'll get to see that you have photos of the range of emotions and your life and how you've evolved, as well as the writing and journaling that you've done, and you have this full story and full capture and documentation of your life. I think that's incredibly worth it. I think it's something that I want our future generations to see. And you deserve to create a safe space within yourself. Create a safe space to be. Create a safe space for authenticity, create a safe space to heal. And I have learned that through my self-portraiture. So I wanted to share. I'm a little low energy, if you couldn't tell. I'm like, I'm pretty tired. I'm gonna go to bed. But I really wanted to share that because it was on my heart. And if you are wanting any additional encouragement or just some affirmations, or I don't know, need any advice, definitely reach out to me and let me know. Yeah. Okay. Bye.